Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would do a current favourites makeup video because I feel like I haven't done one of these for a while and I thought it might be quite fun to do these kind of seasonally. So as we're heading towards the end of summer, we're going to autumn, I thought I'd share some of the my favourite products I've been enjoying throughout summer. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then please keep on watching. So I'm going to go in order that I'd apply to my face. Some categories don't feature and some have quite a few in the categories, but I'll start with foundation. I have a couple actually. So obviously I've got the Lolo Mineral Foundation. It's one of my favourite foundations in general, but particularly through summer because I've got kind of an oily skin. It really helps keep the oils at bay, and I can apply cream products at the top. So I do prefer my cream bronzers and blushes, and it just means I can apply them over the top of this and have the best of both worlds. I know I'm not going to worry about my oils creeping through, but I can still have my creams. And I also don't need to go with the powder as well because this is basically my foundation and powder in one. But I've mentioned this a lot of times, so I imagine a lot of you know this is one of my favourite foundations, but I thought it should feature in this video. And alongside that, obviously the Lolo Mineral Concealer. I have mine in Blondie, and for the exact same reasons. It's great for the oily skin girls, but you can apply creams over the top of it, and yeah, really enjoying these two obviously throughout summer. Another one that's kind of foundation but also concealer, RMS, this is the Uncover Up. I've actually been using this quite a lot as a foundation and concealer. I've made quite a nice, I think actually I've hit pan, yeah. It's just a really nice lightweight feel on the skin, so if you want to do like a real minimal everyday look, this is a great little concealer. You can build it up to get a bit more coverage, so it's nice and customizable in that way. And depending on the brush you use, yeah, again you can alter the coverage. So I tend to do a bit of a light layer on the face. I'll tend to use something like a flat foundation brush like this, and then when I want to go concealer I will use more my concealer brush like this. So this is Iconic London. My favourite isn't actually the Real Techniques one, I do prefer that one, but both very similar brushes. So it's a nice creamy one. It does need setting if you've got oily skin because it is quite creamy consistency, but it melts onto skin really beautifully and it gives you like a skin-like finish, which is why I really have been enjoying it as well this summer. On the slightly cooler days, this has been like a nice one to go for. So yeah, so I've enjoyed that a lot. Powder, I'm going to have an honourable mention this because I feel like I haven't had it long enough to be a favourite, but I have really been enjoying it. So it's the Kosas Cloud Set Loose Powder in Candy. It hasn't featured that much in videos since I did the first impressions, but on a day-to-day basis I have been using it a fair amount and I do really enjoy it. I'm still getting used to the colour and how it works on the skin. Under the eyes, I think it's my favourite place to apply this because it's so smooth, especially with a powder puff. This is the W7 powder puff. I think it applies beautifully. And it holds up really well. Like I said, on the chin I think sometimes it is a bit noticeable. Not heavily noticeable, but I do think you can see it. But I wanted to give an honourable shout out because although I haven't played it for that long, I'm still really enjoying it, and I feel like I am going to get a lot of use out for it. And especially when we get to the winter months where I tend to go for the cooler tones, I think this will then come in really nicely with it being a bit of a pinker tone and working really well with that. So I just wanted to give it a little shout out. Like I said, I haven't played it for that long, so I'm not saying it's like a favourite, but I wanted to give like an honourable mention to it. Bronzers has definitely been my Lolo Cream Foundation in Bamboo, so I thought I'd give it a go. I really like the cream foundation as a foundation as it is, but I thought I'd give it a go as a bronzer instead. I've done this before with the Hint Beauty Concealer. I got it in a deep shade so I could use it as a bronzer because I really loved it as a concealer. And actually I haven't picked up my concealer shade for quite some time in that, so I must try it out. But I find if you like your cream bronzers, actually doing a concealer or foundation version of it works slightly better. I feel like if you've got a foundation or concealer you know works really well for your skin, it lasts really well, and you just love it, why not get a slightly deeper, maybe warmer tone of it to act as a bronzer, because you know it's going to work just as well. And if you're using the matching concealer or foundation underneath, it's going to hold up really well. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this, and I also find with doing a foundation or a concealer version, you need less product, because the first time I tried this, I went a bit heavy and it was a lot on the skin, whereas just tapping a little bit and it gives a perfect natural bronze to skin. So that is something to bear in mind, but it means it's going to last a little bit longer as well in terms of how much you use of the product. So I'd recommend that. If you've got a foundation, I can see that you absolutely love, have a look at the slightly deeper shades, the slightly warmer shades, the ones that would maybe suit you as a bronzer type product, and give it a go, because you might be really surprised with how well it works. So that's a favourite. And a blusher I've really been loving is the Kjaer Weis cream blusher in Suntouched. You'll see I've made a real dent in this summer. The formula wise it's really lovely. I'd say it's not a very creamy cream blusher, which is a good thing I think if you've got really oily skin, because it's not going to slip inside everywhere. There's a sort of self-setting aspect to it, but the shade is what I really love about this, because it's a very almost like a bronzy hybrid, blush bronze hybrid, the shade, so it melts really nicely into your bronzer and adds us a pop of colour to the cheeks. So I've really been loving that as kind of, yeah, a mix of the two. Or you could just go in with this alone and apply it maybe a bit around the temples as well, and it'll kind of give that bronzer feel as well. So that has been a massive favourite this summer, and yeah, I've made a good old dent in this as well, which I'm really happy about. Setting sprays, I've really been enjoying the e.l.f. setting spray. I got this when I used up my Milk Makeup one as a kind of an in-between, because I really wanted to try obviously the Kosas Cloud Set setting spray, but until I got my hands on it, I picked up this one. The Kosas setting spray doesn't feature in this one, just because I haven't been reaching for it a lot. I have been really reaching for this one. It will get some use. It's not a bad setting spray, but I feel in comparison to the setting powder I got from Kosas recently, it just says I just don't gravitate to it as much as I have this. This I've really been enjoying. I've made quite a good dent in it as well. I just find it really holds up the makeup really well. It's got a really good mister. It's really fine and it doesn't soak the face. Almost you can feel it on the skin obviously, but it's so light that you almost can't at the same time. And you're not going to get specks on the skin. It's not going to ruin the makeup if you go too overboard with it. And yeah, I've had a couple of these and I do really enjoy it. Okay, moving on to the eyes. I've got quite a few eye products. I'll start with, I've got a couple of palettes actually. The Athr Beauty Solstice palette has been very much a go-to this summer. It's featured in a lot of my shorts, a lot of my TikToks and a few of my videos. It's just a perfect warm tone palette for me. I love my warm tones, especially in summer with blue eyes, and I think this gives a really good selection of mattes and shimmers. Admittedly, some of the more ready toned shimmers don't get much love, and actually these two browns don't get much love, but it's kind of more the outer perimeter that gets the most use out of this. So I will play with some of these deeper shades soon, but it's a beautiful palette. It's nice and pigmented, it's super blendable, and yeah, I really love it, and I've had it for quite some time. It is battered. A few of the colours fit pan, so you can tell it is well loved. So I've really been enjoying it this summer. And actually I've really been enjoying this palette. This is the Nude by Nature Rose palette. It's the Rose Trio. Yeah. A very simple palette, but on a day-to-day basis it's been working really well for me. So very soft everyday look, because there isn't too much you can do with this in terms of colour combinations. There's a lot of looks you can create with this in terms of eye styles, eye makeup styles, but in terms of combinations of colours there's not much to do here. But it works really well for an everyday palette. They blend really well together, and it's featured a lot in some of my recent shorts actually. It's featured quite a lot. I don't always show the products I'm using, but a lot of the kind of soft, easy, smoky eyes with a slightly bolder lip, it's probably going to be this palette, because I really have been enjoying it a lot. And it's quite a new one, I kind of got in July, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So that's a good little travel pocket everyday palette that I would really recommend. So I've still got a few more eye products here. The Ilia eye stylus in Noble, really enjoyed this one. It's great for creating a wing liner, smudging it around the outside of the eye, but also just all over. It lasts really well. I'd say use without primer. I find it works better without primer. It's a nice kind of neutral brown actually. And I've used it a lot by itself, but also incorporating into eye looks as well. It works really well. You can layer eyeshadows over the top of it, should you want to create a bit more eye look with it, which I think is great. You can kind of smudge it out. It lasts really well throughout the day, so have been really enjoying that. Products you can't get anymore, but again I've been enjoying throughout summer, more towards the end of the summer, is the Lolo Midnight Eyeshadow in the shade Fable. It was one of their festive limited editions years and years ago. But I did the Lolo eyeshadow series, the mini eyeshadow series on the shorts on YouTube, so it is there if you want to go and have a look. And I forgot how pretty the shade is. It's just a gorgeous kind of orangey shade, and it's been great for smoky eyes and for creating those summery looks. And super pretty, nice and reflective. I'd imagine they would have something similar to this in their kind of main collection. But yeah, I kind of rediscovered it through that mini series, and I've used it quite a bit when adding a pop of shimmer to a nice warm smoky eye. So I just wanted to give a little shout out to that. Like I said, it's not available anymore, but I'm sure they must do something similar in their main collection. Sticking with the mineral eyeshadows, the Barefaced eyeshadow in Mermaid. I used it in a recent look on a main video, but I have used it quite a bit on TikTok and on Shorts and Instagram. It's another one I've kind of rediscovered this summer. It hasn't got a lot of use. Again, I think it's because of the Lolo series I did. I thought, actually, let's play with a few more of these mineral shadows that I've got. Oh no, I might have to disappear in a second quickly. And it's a really beautiful bluey green shade. You can wear alone or on top of other shades, and it's really pretty and it lasts really well. I would love to pick up a few more Barefaced mineral eyeshadows actually, because I think they are super pretty to play with. So yeah, it's just a new one that I've kind of rediscovered in my collection this summer, and I think it's a really beautiful mineral shadow. Okay, I've now got a little guest with me now. She's woken up from her nap, so I thought I'd just have her chilling on my lap. She might quite like watching what I'm doing. Keeping with the eyes, so I wasn't sure where I was going to feature these products because the brand is potentially closing, but at time of filming this, which is the 10th of September, the brand is still there. It's still got the 70% off sale, so I thought I'd feature these because I've really been loving these, and I think you know I've been loving these as well. First up, Illamasqua Eye Paint in Ginger Mocha. A gorgeous warm toned cream product, but it dries down really well and lasts all day. It's probably the one thing in my collection, it's probably the longest lasting cream eye product I've got. The Ilia eye stylus that I showed earlier does last really well, but this lasts so much more longer, and I'd love to find a dupe of this. I've been kind of looking at the Danessa Myricks Colour Fix matte shadow type things as a potential alternative, but for now the brand is still going. So if you can pick up one of these in any of the shades, I really would highly recommend. Easy to apply. I do one at a time because you do have some time to play with it, but then it will really dry down and last throughout the day, and it doesn't feel sticky or tacky once it's dried down. It feels like a bit more like a powder on the eyes, which is great. And I do find you can layer other products on top of it as well. So wing liner, you can add a pop of shimmer, deepen up the outer corners. So you've got a lot of kind of play with this and versatility with this, and I really, really love this product. It's probably one of my favourite things I've found this summer. Actually, I don't know, the next one might be one, but yeah, really, really enjoyed this. And you probably can imagine what's going to follow. It's the Illamasqua gel liner in Oblique, which is the gorgeous chocolatey brown. I think I've rediscovered doing winged liners as well this summer since getting this product. I do have the black version as well, but because I just feel like brown is a very gorgeous summery option. It's featured a lot in my looks, and it's a really easy gel liner to use. I do think you might have to go in with a couple of layers because it's got not completely opaque, but once it's down, you've layered up, it dries down as well, so it lasts super well. And actually I have used it occasionally to act as like a cream shadow or like a cream base to other eyeshadows, so that works really well as well. But yeah, I've really been loving this, and like I said, it's kind of reignited my love for adding a pop of wing onto a look as well. So whilst Illamasqua's still going, if you want some recommendations, I would definitely recommend the eye paints and the gel liners from them. Final two eye products, and they're both mascaras. So I've definitely been enjoying my brown mascaras throughout summer. I think they complement the warmer tones nicely. There's slightly lighter appearance as well, and it doesn't make the eyelashes look too heavy. So first of all is the Kiko Maxi mod in 02. So this is more of a light chocolatey brown, and is a very buildable formula, quite nice and lengthening, and adds good volume as well to the lashes. No transfer, no smudging I find with this, so it's really, really great. And then also the Ilia Limitless Mascara in Before Dawn, which is slightly more of a darker brown, I'd say. So if you want that slightly bolder look, but still not as heavy as a black, this is a good option. Again, it builds really nicely, it's good in lengthening, it's good in separating, and it lasts really well throughout the day. I don't find any smudging or any flaking or anything like that with that. So they're two good brown options. So if you want a slightly lighter brown, the Kiko one, a slightly deeper brown, go the Ilia one, but both lovely brown mascaras. I think definitely going into autumn and fall, I think I will definitely continue with the brown mascaras, probably more the Ilia one, just because the darker brown would suit, I think, more autumnal look. So I actually got the brown mascara on today with this look. This actually will be the next main video look you'll get, slowly transitioning into the autumnal looks now. So yeah, those I've been loving. And then it's just lips. I only actually got two lip options to show you that I've really been enjoying. One's the lip gloss, the Kiko 3D Hydro Lip Gloss. I don't know what number this is because it's unfortunately rubbed off, but it's just gorgeous orange. It's got a pop of shimmer. I've been loving using this just alone, just add a pop of gloss to the lips, but add a pop of colour as well, because if it's by itself, it's not too intense. And if you've got quite a simple look, if you want to add a pop of something, add a bit of summery look to it, this works really well, and I've really been enjoying it. The lip product I've probably got the most use out of this summer actually, and I wish I'd included it into my everyday summer makeup bag, because it would have made sense, but I've been using it regardless, is one of the Kosas, what are you actually called? Tinted lip balms? Oh no, wet sticks, is that what they're called? Anyway, it's like a tinted lip balm gloss hybrid. This is in the shade Heatwave. The peachy tone Nude. It's really beautiful, and it's got quite a wet finish to it as well, hence being called wet sticks. But just to chuck on an everyday look, it works really well, and you don't almost need a mirror. You can literally on the go chuck it on. It's really pretty. I'd love to try a few more shades of these because I think it's super pretty. I think they do quite a few bold shades of these as well, but I'd like the more slightly muted neutral shades, just because I've been enjoying it for like the quick everyday look, so I wouldn't necessarily want a bold version of this, although it could be interesting to try, I guess. But really been enjoying that product as well. And I think that's it. Those are the products I've really been enjoying this summer. Like I said, I really want to do these videos a bit more often, but maybe get them seasonal. So the next one will be kind of products I've been loving throughout autumn and fall, will be the next one. And I just think every so often it's quite nice to do these. But I really hope you enjoy this video. Let me know if you've tried these products and what your thoughts on that, what your thoughts of them are, or if there are any products you think, oh, I might give them a go because they're featured in this video. And let me know your favourites as well, because I'd love to hear from you guys as well. But I really hope you enjoy this video. Like I said, the next makeup video will be this eye look here, kind of my transition into the autumn looks. Not very autumnal, but kind of getting there. Yeah, any future videos, please leave down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.